Hello and welcome to today's edition of Sapita Show. Today we look at the theme Wisdom for Victorious Living among the youths and adolescents. And with me to discuss this in the studio is Bianca Amaka Obuji. Bianca Amaka Obuji is a nurse, an author, a first aider, and an inspirational speaker. Bianca Amaka, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Can you describe yourself more, what you do and your work to our audience?
Wow. First of all, I would like to say thank you for hosting me today. I am so much grateful. I am indeed blessed I'm indeed blessed for you to have me as a guest speaker today. My name is Bianca Chamaka Obuji. I am a nurse, an auxiliary nurse, a first aider, and an inspirational writer. Thank you.
Wonderful. So, I was inspired by the book, the recent book you wrote, Be Not Deceived. So, and when we look at this book, Be Not Deceived, there's no doubt that you actually wrote this book with the youth in mind. So, what prompted you to write this book?
Wow, thank you so much, sir. I must say that it is a nice question. And before I begin, I would like to share a little story with you.
Okay.
Along the line, when I was growing old, after my senior WAEC and the rest of it, my family members suggested that I should go and learn nursing by training. So along the line, after my nursing training, during my nursing training, I was opportuned to be in another training with the Red Cross as a first aider. And then after that, a day came when I was scrolling along my Facebook page. So I saw a lady by name Chinaza Favor. She was like sharing a live video for her friends, and I was opportuned to be among her friends. So she was telling us that we follow her because she do something. Do you understand?
Yeah.
We are, following her. We are her followers because she is doing something that is, giving the youth the mindset to do more things, more positive things for themselves. So I was like, wow. The shocking statement she made was this: you are following me because I am doing something. If you would want me to follow you, what do you do? When somebody says that, you will be like, this is a challenge. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I was like, I asked myself, immediately I paused the video and I asked myself, what do I do? If I thought that I need this lady to, follow me back, what can I do to extend that hand of friendship to her? I couldn't watch through the video, but the statement she made, which is, you follow me because I do something, and you yourself, you want me to follow you, so what do you do that will make me to follow you? I paused the video and I gave myself a thought towards that. And this lady happens to be an author of 2 books. The first book is Whom Are You Really? And her second book, which she launched this year, is Dear Young One. And the book is talking about youthful life, youthful stage, teenagers, and the rest of it. I was like, God, my nursing work and me being a first aider is not enough. I need something that I will give to my generation that will make my generation to at least feel, how will I put it, that will make my generation to at least feel my impact. So at the time, after giving that a thought, I began to plead unto God. I was like, God, please, I want to write a book. To be sincere, for one day, I never had it in mind writing a book. For one day. I never for one day had it in mind writing a book, but it was the challenge that the lady, Chinaza Favor, threw. That was what prompted me. And as I kept on praying, I was like, God, please, I want to write a book. How do I begin? It will surprise you to know that the first thing or title of a book the Lord gave me was on marriage. It was on marriage, and men looking at it, I'm not yet married. So I began to write that book. Although I wrote the title down, the Lord gave me the first chapter, which I wrote down, gave me the second chapter, and almost the whole chapters for the book. But something struck my mind, which is, you are not married, and you want to write a book on marriage. And the country we are into, they will help you.
Sure.
Everybody will be like, look at this little girl, she's not married. She don't even have the pro knowledge or understanding about marriage. And she's writing about marriage. What does she intend, or what does she want us to emulate from her? This book, in fact, I don't think I can buy it. I don't think I can make use of it. So I went back to God in prayer. I said, God, look at what is happening. Look at the world we are in. Look at the thing I've been battling with in my mind. I said, God, this book you gave me to write, I know that it is from your inspiration that I will go through this book. I mean the first book, the first topic he gave me. But there is no how I will publish such book to my generation without being married. Because I need to learn from experience.
Yeah.
So I kept that one behind. I began to ask God for another topic. I kept praying and praying and praying and praying and praying until a day when I stepped into my office. Immediately I stepped in. When I opened the door, so I barged in through the entrance. A voice came, "Be not deceived." I stood there for a moment, wondering, be not deceived. I don't understand. Who is to deceive me, or who am I going to deceive? Because in my working place, I see everyone there as my friend, as my sister, because we are more of girls. At my matron too, she's a woman. So I see everyone as a family. So who is the person that will do this? Who is the person that will deceive me? So at a point, the Lord told me, this is the title of the book you will write. Be not deceived. I was so surprised. I was shocked. Because I even though I've been praying for it, but I never expected it so sudden. I don't know if you're getting me.
Yeah.
I never expected it so sudden. So the Lord himself gave the chapters from chapter 1 to chapter 6.
Wow. 6 chapters in the book.
Yes, sir.
Amazing.
The Lord gave the chapters, and he gave me the grace to write them. And that was what prompted me, to write the book.
Amazing.
Remember, the challenge the sister threw on me. I don't know about those that watched her, because I couldn't watch the video through. I didn't finish watching the video. I just paused. Immediately I heard from her, you follow me because I do something, because I am impacting in you. If you want me to follow you, what do you do? That was how the book came about.
Amazing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So just to our fans, just give them, obviously I've read some of them. Can you just give us a brief description of the 6 chapters in the book, and then you tell us the first chapter? If you have any.
Yeah, I do. And the first chapter, okay, the book is about 6 chapters by God's grace, and I know it's too small, but I'm planning on writing more books, and by then God, who gave the inspiration for this, will also give for more. The book is about 6 chapters. The number 1 chapter talks about, okay, this is how it is being stated. Have you ever been deceived? And when someone asks such question, there are some people that will just jump and pass. Have you ever been deceived? Even if some of them which you threw the question at have not been deceived, they will be like, how can I be able to, gather myself, gather my past, gather my mistakes or whatever to give a pro answer to this question? And you say the book, Be Not Deceived, is a handbook for victorious living for youths and adolescents.
Yeah.
And when you see in our world today, many youths have been deceived. And that is why I threw the question, have you ever been deceived? And that is why, by God's grace, the Lord made it the first chapter for the book. And when you read down the book, I told them not to read down, not to read ahead without giving themselves the raw answer to the question. Because so many youths today are deceived. That is the number one chapter, which says, have you ever been deceived? And the second chapter talks about working against deception. That is where a youth, and any youth that reads that chapter, will know how to, organize him or herself to work against deception. Because there are so many of them in the world today who do not know how to run away from deceitful people. Yeah, that is the second chapter. And the third chapter talks about the courageous parents. How parents will be able to guide their children aright. Because there are so many parents whom has deceived their children. There are so many youths today who are walking in the paths that their parents directed them to. Yes, men looking at it, there are some youths in university choosing a different course that is way far from what they need. And when you see them, you will see them walking on towards the path of deception. There are so many parents whom have used their mouths. Have you ever seen Emeka? When last did you even see Emeka? He is now a big boy. He is now this, he is now that. You see a woman talking to her female child, female daughter. She will be like, when last did you see promise? When last did you see success? She is now married. So what am I trying to say? There are so many parents that have allowed the inspiration to do what? To lure them into deceiving their kids. And that is why I talked about in the chapter 3, the courageous parents. So our parents need to be courageous and not discourage us. They should, guide their kids aright. Encourage them in whatsoever they intend doing. Then lead them to the path, which is the better path. Are you with me?
Yeah, of course.
And the fourth chapter talks about the undeceived youths. Oh my God. When I was writing this chapter, I'm a youth. And when I was dealing with the chapter, I said, God, please, I need something that will make my fellow youths feel my impact, not just my impact. Let them know that you are the one talking to them. Because as it stands now, many youths out there, they have allowed themselves do despicable things because of money. Many youths, both the female and the male, you see them doing all manner of things which their heart, their heart do not allow them to, but just that they need it. Do you understand? Just that they want it. Everybody wants money. Yeah, everybody in our world today, everybody wants money. And it seems money is now the root of everything. That is what they taught. That money is the root of everything. Why the Bible said that money is the root of all evil. But you see the youth trading in a wrong path just to get money. It is very, very bad. So that chapter, the undeceived youth, I talked about it so that they will know if they have already been deceived or not. That is why I stated it, the undeceived youth. Now, the chapter 5 talks about the undeceived teenagers. Now, do you know that I have a teenage brother? Yeah, he's our last born, and he happens to be the one I senior direct. So this young boy, we have lived our life. In fact, we lived our life together. It was recently that he left. Boys now, they can't stay at a place. So recently he relocated. And the undeceived teenagers. Many teenagers out there, they take their stage as a playful stage. Nothing is more important to them. Nothing is important to them. What they want is play, do this, do that, eat, go, that is, watch film, do all this. But I made them to understand that if they did not prepare themselves this time, they will be deceived. At this point that they are still down there, remember the post you made on Facebook, that it is very good to do what? To train a good children. It is good to train a good children than to bend a broken adult. It is very, very real, very, very good to do what? To begin at that tender age to work on themselves. Because if they do, they will never be deceived. But as it stands now, many teenagers have allowed influence, peer groups to do what? To deceive them. And again, I gave them the topic, the chapter, the undeceived teenagers, for them to work on themselves, for them to, that is, to balance and know if at all they have been deceived at this tender age. Now, the last chapter talked about working against the storms of fear. Now, my book, Be Not Deceived. You know, fear is a storm, but many people do not know. Whatsoever thing that takes away our joy is a storm. And now, you know, fear has taken away, it has taken away the joy of so many people. And it has been the driving force into what they do not want to be into. Fear has been the controlling force. I don't know if you're getting me, sir. Fear has been the controlling force of many youths and teenagers. They depend on fear. So that or those are the 6 chapters in my book.
Wow. I like the way you used to explain and break the points down. You're amazing.
Thank you, sir.
But among the 6 chapters, do you have a favorite chapter? And what is it, if there's any?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
And my favorite chapters, although I love the 6 chapters of my book very well.
Yeah.
But my favorite chapter is chapter 6, that talks about working against the storms of fear. When I was growing up, you know, I have been a fearful lady. To be sincere, I never do the things I am ought to do because I was always thinking about what the world will say. What if you do this? Do you know how the world will criticize you? What if you do this? Do you know how this person will feel? What if you do this? I allow fear to overwhelm me. And therefore, I never put to work those things that I am ought to put to work that will help my life or my future. Now, why I said I like the chapter so much is because that was where I break everything down. That was where I broke everything down. I brought them to their understanding. There are so many youths out there whom have allowed fear rob them of their potentials. Even there are so many of our mommies and daddies whom have allowed fear to do what? To make their potentials to age out with them. Fear of the future, fear of what people will say, fear of this, fear of that. I have always been afraid of people. But at a time I said to myself, and that is exactly when I gave my life to Christ. You know, the Bible said that to as many that received them, to them he gave the what? He gave the boldness to become the sons of God, even to them that believed in him. And immediately when I repented, when I gave my life to Christ, that was when the Lord gave me the boldness of being his daughter. And that was when I began to deal with so many fears. Fear of doing this, fear of doing that, fear of what people will say if I should become a nurse, fear of this, fear of that. That was when I began to deal with it. So many youths have allowed this same thing to keep them in a dunghill that will never, in fact, they have allowed fear to do what? To keep them lying down on their mat of slavery. They have allowed fear deceive them. They have allowed fear to grab so many things from them and keep them, or that is, render them useless, which is very bad. That is the only reason I said I love the chapter so much. Oh, thank you, sir.
Amazing. Wow. Okay. Fear is very dangerous. For you to succeed in life, you have to conquer fear. Okay. And I know that this book needs to reach as many youth as possible.
Yes. Because
it's really transformational. And like you say, it's a handbook for victorious living. So how do you intend marketing this book and distributing it to others? And how may someone watching this video right now who wants to get a copy, get a copy?
Wow, thank you, sir. I love the question. How I intend marketing the book. Although
to reach the intended audience, the youths and adolescents, because we live in a world where it is easier for them to, like you said, watch porn or go to online, feed on social media or other negative attributes. So how will you get them to listen or to read this book or to come to this message that has to do with a victorious lifestyle based on morality?
Well, thank you so much, sir. Although ever since I launched the book was launched 2nd of this month. I've gone to schools, secondary school especially, to meet their principal and know how the book can be able to locate the students out there. Are you with me, sir? How the book will be able to do what? To locate the students out there. I have done that. And also I am working on churches now. There are so many teenagers or youths in the church, more especially those or some of them whose parents are pastors, that has been deceived, but unknowingly to their parents. So I am also working on that, reaching out to them through church, school, even social media, on my Facebook page. They can also get the book. Even on Amazon. My book is on Amazon, is on Okada Books, is on Kobo Books. So instead of them to spend their airtime or their data browsing any immoral sites, they can as well use the data, browse Okada Books or Amazon or Kobo Books to get my book, Be Not Deceived. Thank you, sir.
Amazing. So now I want to your final words of advice and encouragement to youth out there watching you right now.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I would like to advise my fellow youths, as you are watching me now. I wasn't like this when my mom and dad gave birth to me. I was somewhere in the dunghill. Are you getting me? But first of all, if you have given your life to Christ, good and fine. But if you have not, I would like you to willingly give your life to Christ. Allow the Lord to direct you. This is just my first book, Be Not Deceived. And by God's grace, I am set to write more. To do what? To impact into so many youths out there. So whatsoever you have been through, whatsoever you are passing through, God understands. Don't allow any challenges to do what? To lure you into negative thoughts. Don't allow anything negatively you are passing through, maybe situations of life, issues of life, sorrows, obstacles, challenges, to lure you into what? Into deceit. It is very, very wrong, because the Bible said, be not deceived, for whatsoever a man soweth, that he shall reap. And I know you wouldn't like to reap any evil in time to come. So I am advising you, be a good girl, be a good boy, be a good man, wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching me. God bless you. Amen.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Thank you, sir.
This is Sapita Show, where we give everyday heroes the platform to share their stories, challenges, and triumphs in a way that positively impacts our world. And fortunately for us today, we have Bianca Amaka, who has given us the wisdom for victorious living. For you to get her book, like she said, you can access it via Amazon, Kobo Books, Okada Books, or you can reach out to her on her Facebook page, Bianca Amaka, to order your copy. It is quite transformational. Thank you for listening to Sapita Show today. And for you to get more important updates and videos of this type, do not forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share this video. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Bye.